Welcome to Jump Shots from the Goal Line. I'm your host, Jonathan Dugan, joined as always by Benny Diamond Hands. He is back. And then Mr. John Henningsen, as always. Ben, we missed you last week, brother. I hope all is well. I know you had a little tough week with the Michigan-Penn State game, but I think you're okay, right?
I'm as good as I'll be. It's why it's just a game. It's just a bunch of 18 to 22-year-old kids going out there, getting compensated in the form of scholarships and TV ads.
Yep.
And that's all it is. It's you can't invest too much energy into it.
Yeah, even though we do every week.
Yeah. Well, smarter men amongst us, don't just go on the roller coaster I do every year.
Bunch of nerds.
Do you want me to dive into it now, or you want to? I can save it. I just don't want to.
No. I think it's time that we do talk about the fact that Drew Allard might be a touch overrated.
So, the thing that hurts me the most is I got so in like the Maryland game, dude. Why did the Maryland game have to happen? Like, why was there ever a point? Like, I would have rather just been depressed.
Yeah.
From Ohio State on to the Michigan game, rather than getting this false sense of hope that, like, I mean, you guys saw it. I sent you they don't know Drew Aller's unlocked party meme.
I did mock you last week. I know you saw that.
Yeah, I know. Great impression, by the way. No, like he's regressed, and I'm glad we got rid of Mike Yurcich.
Yep.
There's been troubling signs. The problem, though, for me is that, like, James Franklin is the college football equivalent of Jerry Jones, where like he wants to keep his hands involved in like the things that he knew and like coach. Like, guess what? Two positions, or two coaching roles James Franklin had when he was coming up through the coaching ranks. Any guesses?
Owner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. Oil money and pervert. No. So he was a receivers coach, a quarterbacks coach, and an offensive coordinator. If you want to like say two positional coaches and like a head role.
Sure.
And guess which units have struggled the most over the last 11 years of his tenure, or however long it's been. It's been receivers coach. It's been receivers. It's been quarterbacks play. And there's a lot of talk about like he doesn't let those guys do their thing. Penn State, I think is on like their seventh receivers coach since he started. They'll be on their seventh offensive coordinator since he started. The only person who he let run an offense on his own was Joe Moorhead. Joe Moorhead parlayed that into the Mississippi State job. Then he got fired from there because Mississippi State sucks.
Fire everybody.
Yeah, and then he went to Oregon as their offensive coordinator. Now he's the head coach at Akron. Like, that's the only guy who Franklin did not like meddle with his offense. And guess what? Penn State was fun for those 3 years. You're talking about the Chris Godwin, Mike Gesicki, Saquon Barkley, Trace McSorley years.
Yeah,
like good time. But like he interferes with this stuff, and there's dude, you should see like the Penn State hate right now, like in like the community about James Franklin. Like, I think it's warranted. I think I've gotten spoiled, and it sucks to say that like I'm pissed about 10-2, but like there's only two games that matter. There are only two games that matter. It's deflating. And the Maryland game.
What are we going to do different next year when it's Maryland? What are we going to do different, Ben? Because it's time to start looking in the mirror. I mean, what are we going to do different?
I don't think he's going to have to worry about it, dude. I think
expanded playoff.
I think Old Boy is about to go to A&M anyway, isn't he?
No, Franklin's not going to leave for that. I don't think anybody would want him, honestly. Like, if they so by the way, like I'm so sick of
good though.
Well, I mean, so I saw some really good stuff online. Cause like, I've just been a masochist this whole weekend. All I did was just stare at like, I read the articles when they're great. I read the articles when they're bad, and I just like, get super upset. but like they talked about how everybody's looking for the who's the coach of Georgia right now,
Kirby.
Kirby, right? Everybody's looking for their Kirby Smart, but what a lot of people were saying is like you need to find your Mark Wright first, the guy who builds the brand to national relevance that then allows for a guy to step in and like just run with it. Because Georgia was in a position before Kirby came along where like a lot of 10-win teams, top 10 multiple times, decent recruiting, and it was like they already had the things in place to take it to the next level. Like I think James Franklin is that guy for Penn State. The thing is, nobody's going to come to Penn State to be the Kirby Smart outside of like you nail some stupid like Urban Meyer hire out of Utah, back in the day. So it's like, to me, like it's depressing. I'm glad the playoff being expanded is there. I'm spoiled and deflated, and I'll still watch every game. Mike Yurcich is the reason Drew Allar is there, but he regressed. Like a lot of things have gone wrong for Penn State. Like as they've gotten very, very good defensively, like they've gotten worse and worse and worse offensively. And there's no reason that team should have been bullied the way they were. Like dude, I don't know. Like it sucked. The whole weekend sucked.
Let it out.
And
it's okay.
It's super irritating because like I know that like suspending Jim Harbaugh is like I didn't want that to happen. Before
But
the way it did.
Do you want to suspend Franklin now? Have you considered going no coach? It works.
I mean, honestly,
they're 1-0. I mean, it's something to think about. Back to the drawing board kind of deal. Maybe no coach is the plan.
It's super frustrating because like there's been a lot of talk about him being like a bad game day coach, but like a good program manager. I think that's probably true.
That's what he looks like.
He's not an elite coach. And I think what I can realistically expect with the 12-team expanded playoff is they'll get in a bunch and maybe they win one game, but like it's been negative 36 years since Penn State's been relevant on a national level in that regard. Granted, 94, I was too young to know shit. But like they've I don't really like have high hopes anymore. Like this is like the soul crushing in front of you, through your ears, wherever you're listening or whatever. Like I'm crushed. It's like this is supposed to be like the year leading up to a good year next year, but they're going to lose so much talent to the draft. Like next year's team will not be better. There's no way next year's team will be better. I don't care what offensive coordinator we get. We just lost we'll lose a first round offensive tackle. We'll lose at a minimum a first round defensive end and potentially 2 first round defensive ends. Like it's not going to be good, and it's just going to get worse. And yeah, I'm defeated. So yeah.
Was it tough watching a grown man cry after beating you?
Turned it off. I had no interest in I honestly like I don't want to like I'm masochistic, and the biggest way that I'm like I hurt myself with this is that I think there's hope until like the clock hits 0. Even after like the Blake Corum touchdown with like 2 minutes left, I'm like, well, like maybe, like maybe they could like pull it out and get an onside kick. And it's like, that's like the dumb thing I do. But like the moment the game's over, I'm so upset. Like I won't watch any of that. I'll just read articles about it for the next 4 days.
It was a fun game, though. I mean, there was 322 carries for 106 yards and 10 pass attempts aside. I mean, at least it was a thriller.
Really, really
10-ish.
It was pretty bad, man. I was like walking out. I'm just like, this is a stupid game. I hate this game so much.
Yeah. This is a very specific Penn State gripe, but they're obsessed with rotating defensive players. 2 of the 3 rushing touchdowns, Dom DeLuca, a walk-on turned captain, as a 6-year senior, and Tyler Eldson are on the field. And it's like, why do we have the fucking white guy walk-ons on the field right now? And guess who blew their assignments? on both of those two guys. Like Don DeLuca's had a good years, like couple interceptions, but he's a walk on. Like give it to the dude. Yeah, give it. I mean, honestly, when you got a hybrid safety linebacker that's like a white dude who's a walk on, I don't know. There's a lot of studs on that defense. You don't need to play that guy because he's Agent Zero. He wears number 0 because that's supposed to be that's they're trying to make a number thing happen with that. Just pisses me off. Outside of the big the nail in the coffin touchdown, with I think it was 30 something yards. Penn State held them under 4 yards a carry in the second half. They just ran the ball enough that it was it didn't honestly seem, if the offense was slightly capable of doing anything, they could have been in that game, but they weren't. And that defense is.
They locked Penn State in the garage with a car running 5 minutes into the first quarter, and then just left. Harbaugh was like, "Oh yeah, I hid the keys. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah.
Just stick to the plan." I mean, it was. I felt bad for you because it was just a really slow. I could see what was happening, and it was like that Michigan Anaconda style, just slowly choking you out, quarter by quarter, and it just didn't feel like. I mean, Drew gives me no hope, and I'll go back to I'm not necessarily pinning it all on him or the OC or Franklin. I don't watch it enough. You have your opinions, but I can just see there's just nothing good going on there. There's not a lot of light in that offense.
Well, they broke him, dude. So West Virginia game, he doesn't have time to overthink it, right? What's he do? His second play of the year, it's a 77-yard touchdown bomb. He's throwing on the run. He's I think he only has 4 incomplete passes that game, and then it's they're whoa, hey, let's throttle it down a little bit. We're getting
calm down.
Calm down now. We can't go too wild.
Scoreboard isn't built for this.
They're trying to warm up. Trying to treat him like Kenny Pickett, dude. He doesn't throw over the middle, and that team has the weapons. That team has the offensive line. They broke his brain, and it sucks. I really hope that there's the opportunity for him to turn it around. I think Sean Clifford might have been the world's greatest. Sorry, I'm getting a call because there's in theory 3 people left in the survivor pool, and now there's 2 because somebody had specifically they had the Bills. So that's a live reaction to me being top 2 in a survivor pool. All right, your old boss and me are the only 2 left, so that was him calling me.
All right, okay, big guy.
Yeah.
You're not ready for the shit talk on that one.
I was I can already hear him stomping around the office. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that was cool. That's a good thing to. Now I'm happy. I got a 50% chance now. So yeah, it sucked. Penn State sucked, but I'm one of 2 left in a survivor pool, so woo. Very excited.
Sorry, bud. And thanks for taking the jabs. I'm just trying to keep it light, just trying to offer some levity into your sad world right now. I trust me. I mean, we can talk about my teams, and it's all mostly bad.
It's the only team I care about. It's not that it's the only team I care about. It's the team that I had hope in, which that sucks because all my other teams are getting old or bad.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
is he fixable, Alar?
I think he is. I think the problem is
what are you doing to him, dude? Can just let him
No, I want to know. He's supposed to be the number 1 pick next year, dude.
And he has hope, but if you ask him, dude, he's got he'll put the candle back on, he'll light it back up, put a little flicker out just in case someone stops by.
The crazy thing is, I don't know, Tom Fornelli, I've talked about him before on the podcast. He keeps track of what he calls the whoops rate, which is basically did you make a bad decision as a quarterback? Of all 130 plus, normal football, not FCS shit. Drew Lar has under a 0.5% whoops rate. And it's he makes good decisions. He's just really safe. And I think it's because the coaches were don't fuck it up. Don't mess it up. Just do your And so like they broke a guy who like I'd rather him throw, 20 picks to 40 touchdowns than throw 17 touchdowns to 1 pick. Like you're gonna win if I don't know. Give me Jameis
Yeah, there's
Winston
20
effect.
guys in the NFL doing what Alar's doing right now. So I mean, like for that, he's getting coached perfectly to put us to sleep on Sunday now too.
Yeah, like,
but you know what I mean? It isn't a bad thing, but I mean, it is like it can be tough when you're like, dude, we need a little something here eventually.
yeah, it's not great. I mean, it's whatever. 1 or 2 left. Damn, what a wild ride.
What you need to do is hire a Pac-12 coach as your offensive coordinator because they'd be scoring points on the West Coast.
This is like one of my like least favorite times as like a fan of college sports is like just like the delusion and then like the negativity as well on the message boards about who we're going to go for. Like there are guys who like, why don't we just go bring Joe Moorhead back? And it's like, that won't work. He's an RPO guy. We're trying to like go to pro style. And then there's guys who are like, let's go get Oregon's offensive coordinator. It's like, what do you mean? How are we going to get Oregon's offensive coordinator? That's not how that works. Like you don't leave Oregon to go to what Penn State is. Just doesn't make sense. Like shit weather. It's not like what would draw you there? Like
why not
money.
Bill Walsh? Yeah, I know.
Smell of cows. I mean, geez, like it's just like that's kind of like the unfun part about like we don't know. And then it's like, they're talking about like Joe Brady or whatever, like the guy who Brady was on Penn State staff under Joe Moorhead, went to go be the offensive coordinator or the passing game coordinator for Joe Burrow at LSU. And it's like, why did we let that guy go? And it's like, oh, well, now he's the passing coordinator for the Bills. Maybe they'll fire him after that game. Who knows? But it's like, we're not going to get Joe Brady. Like we had him and we let him go. Like why? Like, and like, that's the thing that sucks. Like they just kind of, I don't know.
I love a good coaching search though.
Oh,
like start the flight trackers. As an Arizona fan, like we're going through it. And I love hiring a new coach. I mean, this will be like the first time in a long time. I think I'm hoping we don't have to, and I'm hoping not to be firing up the flight tracker. But I mean, you got to learn to embrace the suck, man.
Yeah, it's just not fun, dude. Like,
Give me a good
there were
word.
some like really good games, but I was just like so angry. Like, Troy train keeps rolling. That's like 4 or 5 weeks in a row. The Troy train is just like chugging out of the station and just keeps doing its thing. I'm a little alarmed though. Josh Pate picked him as like one of his bets of the week, and I'm like, uh-oh. I like the train by itself, just me, and like a couple other people are like, Troy, what is that? Is that the sword logo on like the score app? It's like, yeah, that's them. But Troy keeps doing the thing.
For USC, I don't remember how this worked. Yeah,
but Alabama murdered Kentucky. Jalen Milroe looks incredible.
Yeah, he's grown a lot.
I mean,
we said it a month ago. He's going to be cackling. Saban's back, baby. Just like that.
He will not die.
Dylan Gabriel really took the soul out of my body too. I had West Virginia like was in that game. I got texted by my buddies like, "How's your slate looking?" Like, it's not been great, but like if West Virginia can just kind of stay in this range. Literally instant mush. Dylan Gabriel goes off for like 6 more touchdowns after that. Jaden Daniels did like the same thing. It was like there are multiple QBs who just like wowed everybody this week. You had Kansas go down to UCF. The trap line of the week. That line was I think 2.5 or something like that. And everybody's like UCF. Oh, what do you mean? I didn't bet on it, of course, because I'm an idiot. But I saw the trap, and I didn't smooth brain myself into taking into Kansas. But yeah, it was college
UCF
football.
Beat Oklahoma State.
Whatever. Then who beat Texas Tech? Sorry.
Yes.
Both of those were trap lines. I did take one. I didn't take the second. Thank you for just like pardon my interruption or whatever. Like where like the guy at the end's like, you guys said
that
6
boy.
steps.
Yeah, hit you. You're wrong. Yeah.
Hey,
are we gonna have to apologize to Jaden Daniels, by the way?
No,
I don't believe so.
I don't think so. I think we can just stand strong. But I'm just telling you, like, people are coming out of the woodworks,
Yeah. I'm gonna stay in the foxhole because look, you can have a 300-yard passing game, a 200-yard rushing game. Your mom still was using her credit card to buy recruits. So,
That's permissible now. I mean, as long as it's not as long as it's not a cheeseburger. I don't know, dude. Like, it's
I don't really know what the rules are, but
nobody does. You just can't go to other teams' games. The Harbaugh suspension will be over by Friday.
You think so? Arbitration?
Well, so the judge is literally a professor, adjunct professor, whatever, at Michigan Law.
That checks out.
Like
Michigan man.
Hey, one of the benefits of being a Michigan man is that all lawyers went to Michigan at some point, either undergrad or for law school. But yeah, that'll be good. That'll be like, oh hey, we just removed him for the Penn State game just to like twist the knife into Ben. I enjoyed all the like Twitter was ablaze with like the bet, like stupid like JJ McCarthy and all like the players doing that, and then Calvin Ridley just randomly is like bet, and it's like I don't think he just got excited.
Just want to be a part of a team, it's exciting. Yeah,
it's one of his favorite words.
He's like, we're doing that now. There were some really good jokes because like I think simultaneously or like right before that, they like outlawed they permanently lifetime suspended like the Iowa guy. And then it's like the Big Ten had like a nice little news dump end of week. They're like, hey, this college football player is never going to play again. And Jim Harbaugh gets 3 games. And it's like, that was pretty much it. There was some electric, like local tweets. Like as a Central PA guy, people like, you guys shared the one that was like Jim Harbaugh at like the Altoona Hooters. And I told you guys, I didn't like dive into this, but like the Altoona Hooters was like one of the most bizarre moments of like my life. Like it was there. I'm from like a very like rural, like Christian, like, like conservative, like upbringing. And like when Hooters came in, like, oh man, it was scandal in my town. Everybody's like, oh, like, did you see so and so? Like, it's like, I bet he's, everybody's like, it was just like that caused a big ruckus. I tried to break the wings record there with like a couple of my buddies. I think in like 8th grade, my one buddy threw up. The service is too bad to actually break any of the records because you just get full and then you're sitting around. And then when it shut down, this guy from my high school whose nickname was Jay Money, he had a couple disabilities, but he had a candlelight vigil to try to save.
Not to be named.
He's not
several.
He's not. Yeah. But he had a candlelight vigil to save like the Altoona Hooters from going out of business, and of course it didn't work. But yeah, like that to me, I'm picturing Jim Harbaugh at the Altoona Hooters, and I'm like, this is the funniest thing in the world. But this great weekend, other than on that stuff, and I don't know. I'm good on college football. Can't wait for my 10-2 year. They'll go to a New Year's 6. They'll win. I'll get excited. They'll get some splashy coordinator hire. It's going to be rinse, repeat, and Penn State will go 10-2 next year. Only difference is instead of a New Year's 6 bowl that they'll win, it'll be a loss in the college football playoff. And like, oh, we could have won. But yeah, that was my weekend.
Was that cathartic for you a little bit?
Kinda. I don't know, dude. I like talking about Jay Money more than I like talking about James.
Yeah, bring Jay Money back, dude. Like, guy sounds like a good time.
I'll send you guys some videos. He had a pretty developed YouTube page back in the day.
I don't even know what that means.
Precocious. He, I mean, hey, man, candlelight vigil to save a Hooters. He's welcoming Suns fan club any day. I mean,
yeah.
Oh no, there's a rapper now named Jay Money, and he seems to be more prevalent than the one that I knew.
Yeah, Jay Money from Trailer Park Boys, dude.
No, it's not. It's this is different backgrounds.
Different upbringing.
Dude, wow. Jesus Christ.
I think you'll find they're much more alike than you'll ever know, you know.
We're
always all the same.
Aren't
big Hooters history, man. I mean, if you're a Suns fan and you're deep in that Twitter game, you got to know sometimes it's Hooters night with the fellas.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a Hooters night. That is like one of my favorite things. I mean, I know we probably talked about it before, but it is one of my absolute favorite things in Suns Twitter is that any player at any time signed by the Suns and someone immediately will search out and find their Hooters tweet And it's inevitable that every single one of these NBA players is at some point tweeted about Hooters. Because we're just at that age now. We're 12, 13, 15-year-olds at Hooters is sick.
The name of this video is J Money crowd surfs with a baby. Just so you know, like this is what I mean when I say yep. Like so. Sorry, just now you got me going down a rabbit hole.
Are you still close with him at all?
No, I don't talk to anybody from high school except for my one friend. I literally, it's like, oh, you're dead to me.
Could you though? Because I feel like he'd be a great sideline reporter for us.
No, I'm not reviving my social media pages.
As last checked, he was crowd surfing a baby. In case you missed that, Dugan.
That's great content, bro.
And do you want him back in your life? We can bring him back into your life.
Dude, that's great content, bro. We're trying to grow the socials.
You're not wrong. A jump shots, J Money. Yeah, like
exactly.
Merger.
Dude. It's right there for the taking.
He's just doing like Hooters reviews or like Hooters vigils, depending on the profit loss statement.
If we had a guy that was traveling doing Hooters reviews, I'd be in, by the way.
Yeah, you're saying it's like it's a bad
idea. Yeah.
Like, send this guy to a Penn State game, crowd surf a baby, then goes to a Hooters after. Like, I'll pay for his wings.
In Saint-Tropez, you go to Champs afterwards. That's all I'm saying. There a lot of Hooters. I thought Hooters was out of business until I moved here, and I'm like, oh wait, what? There's still one around.
There's one.
John Daly's still alive, buddy. All right.
Single-handedly keeping it open, but
him and Gruden. Yeah, but tough week for you, dude. Wasn't a tough week for Henny and I. I'll say that. The Wildcats, my God, just both sports.
I'm just gonna watch J Money videos while you talk about Noah Fafita and how much you love him.
I mean, tough first half for our boy, right? I mean,
yeah, he struggled a little bit.
He had a freshman game for sure. Looked great in the second half. Colorado could not keep up with us. The defense had a rough first half, but second half they held Shedeur Sanders in check. Really impressive win, man. Colorado team that's just fighting and clawing, trying to get a bowl game. U of A coming off a week where they qualified for a bowl game, so you would have been very expectant of like a letdown game. Didn't happen. Team showed a lot of grit, showed a lot of growth. That's a game the last 5 years we would have gotten beat. Not so this time around. That run game is nasty. Jed Fish is doing the damn thing. Extend him now, give him a 5-year contract. And then, the cardiac cats are no more either on the court either, man. They went in to Duke and took it from them. Went up in their trap and took their trap, in the words of Chris Wynn. So
that's right.
Had to give him a shout out.
Trap, take the trap. Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah.
Great weekend to be a Cats fan, though. It was a lot of fun. Anytime you can beat Duke in basketball, I don't care if Coach K's not there anymore. The ghost of Coach K is there, and his
he was there. He did. He decided he would sit and watch in horror. It was great. I enjoyed every freaking moment of that, sopping up every bit of sauce on those wings.
Yeah,
I love watching Coach K watch his children die.
And let me ask you, Ben, even though you're watching J Money videos, can you name like more than one team that has a program that has a top 5 basketball team and a top 20 football team in the country?
Well, very specific data point. If you had said, hey, like top 25 in both, I would have obviously immediately thought of James Madison Dukes.
Yep.
They are but yeah, I with obviously your specific data point, it's probably ASU.
Wow.
And
go back to your J Money videos. We'll talk to you later. No, dude, just
rekindling my old friendships. I know exactly what you're doing, dude. Whatever. You guys want to talk about basketball, I'll sit here quietly.
It's just the Cats, okay? Number 3 in the country, and then what is it, 19 in the country for football? Thought they would have moved up a little bit more with all the teams losing in the teens, but the voters decided not to.
Yeah, we got jumped by like James Madison and like all the little media darlings snuck past. We're just not cool enough. We're just too people have too much respect for our program. Frankly, that's the problem.
It's true. They expect
We're
more.
too much of a known commodity at this point.
Yeah.
We need to run a few more gimmicks, like maybe what James Madison's up to there. But yeah, man, it was a great weekend. I mean, I'm more excited about basketball, kind of, but like I should be so excited about football. But it's just so fun stealing Duke's soul at home. Like that just never gets tired. We have a winning record against Duke. I'm not even surprised when we beat Duke. I know we're going to beat Duke. I love that it's just that it's at the front of. I'm like, we're gonna win today, but it's still really fun to do it, and the Cats look really good.
And he had a great tweet too, just about, hey, do you remember that time Arizona beat Duke? And it was like, which time or whatever. I took that idea, took it to TikTok. We have like 4,000 views on that thing. So Henny's just a beautiful mind.
Just steal. Oh my God. We're
Yeah.
on the same team, buddy. Steal
Yeah.
away. I was like, you don't have to
Dude.
come up with all the ideas. Just steal the ones I got. And when you got your own, yeah. We don't
No,
have to fight about that. I mean, plus we're now paying Jay money for content.
Well, we are going to. Absolutely. If he's in, I'm in. I know you're in. Ben, broker the deal, bud. That's what we're asking you to do.
I am a businessman. I'll see what I can do.
No, dude, but you're right though, Henny. Like, I think out of any program in the country, outside of like obviously UNC, Duke probably fears us more than anybody the moment we come up on the calendar. Because there was this year, the Derek Williams year, the year that we beat them in the final. What was it, Final Four, right?
Yeah, they got us in 2001 in the championship game, so they definitely have that one. But outside of that, they know what's coming, and frankly, we can go back to the pictures of that game. By the way, legendary moment by that. I mean, I'm sure he's just a prop, but the child holding the picture of Jason Williams like jumping over the back of one of our guards, because obviously Duke stole that championship. They cheated, and CBS was calling fouls, absolute nonsense, and we were cheated, but Duke won that one, as it stands. Nothing we can do
Listen,
about it
dude,
now, but
Coach
they
K
know
paid
what's
a lot of
coming.
money for
They
that,
know what time
right?
it is.
Coach
Yeah,
K paid a lot of money for that win. His checkbook was a little bit bigger back then. That's all that was.
yeah. But they know what time it is when Arizona shows up. Believe me, Duke fans do know what time it is. Also had a nice, which still makes me. I mean, I know this is like kind of weird because it's like I think ultimately were exonerated, but it still always plays to just go take a picture next to Duke men's lacrosse sign. Like it's still always like we'll get a small chuckle out of me, fair or unfair. I'm like, yeah, that is a good move. Like, I mean, if you're trolling, that's where you would do.
The team overall looks really good too. They look way more balanced than they have in the past 2 years. Just more athletic, but they do have the shooting, play hard-nosed defense. Tommy's built a beautiful team. I'll have to give him credit.
Yeah, give me 30 minutes of KJ and Kashad.
Yeah.
Like those are two wings we have not had in a minute. Those two guys look very different out there. KJ really impressive as a freshman. Really seems to be doing everything quite nicely. I'm sure like the shooting might have to come, but he can play some defense. He moves the ball. He's a slasher, and Kashad's giving you every bit of that and the toughness that they seemingly have been lacking. Kylan's a man, and it's a good looking squad right now. Caleb Love's going to get a lot of shine. Really, it was a half court shot and some free throws, but I like that he didn't need to shine for us to win. So,
well, what we've seen through the first 2 games is it's just going to be like, hey, take your turn between him and Boswell, just going out there and getting buckets. They both have a very similar game where they can hit that step back 3 and it goes in more times than it doesn't. So, like I said, very well balanced. Umar Ballo's out there throwing shoulders. Philly B. Yes, I'm on the Philly B train now.
yeah, you're with it now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking good. So overall, man, the team's fun. I'm excited for this year. They have a gauntlet of a schedule coming up, though, where they play just a bunch of ranked teams. So if they get through this unscathed, there's no question they're the number 1 team in the country.
You like Phil D?
Yeah, Phil D. Great guy.
Phil D's nuts in your mouth.
Ah, I knew that was coming. Oh, God damn it.
Then he mutes himself.
Oh, man. All right, yeah. Go back
on the football field, though. What was cool about that, like you mentioned, like we didn't really, like you said it, but every single time we lose that game for the last 5 years, and to be down the entire game, and have a quarterback who just sticks with it, have a coach that sticks with it, have a team believe that sticks with it, and to be able to pull it out and actually do it and have all the things falling right and it look like an operation that completely makes sense, and for them to make sensical decisions, like everything that Arizona football has not been, it absolutely was on Saturday, and so it's just so nice for them to close.
Yeah, dude, because Shador had a really good first half. Like the Cats could not get to him at all, which was crazy because that team gives up sacks like it's going out of business. But he was moving around in the pocket really well. He was just throwing darts. Second half, though, they made the adjustments, which is, again, another thing that we just have not seen for the past 5 years. Usually Wildcats don't make adjustments. They just let it fly, and hopefully it works out. But this team is just really well coached. You got to give it to Jed Fish. They make adjustments all the time. Like he's not afraid to run the ball. He's empowered Noah Fafita. He's doing a great job recruiting. Has done a great job developing guys. And what I was most impressed with too was at the end of the game where they got to where they were going to kick the field goal. Another, the past 5-year Wildcats, we probably would have done something stupid. We probably would have tried to go for the touchdown or whatever. Nah, like Jed Fish brings that NFL mindset of like, nope, we're going to run down the clock, take the easy points. Tyler Loop, hell of a kicker, probably one of the best in the country right now. Nailed it. And, that was see you later, Boulder. I did love the fact that they had Khalil Tate at the game, but I will say probably one of the most awkward halftime interviews I've ever witnessed. Not a TV guy. He's not a Gronk kind of guy.
Is he still doing this soul food place in town, or
his what?
Wasn't he the one who opened like a soul food place in town?
I don't know.
I get excited about food that's good, and I
same.
Whatever. I'll go back to being quiet.
I was like, I do too. I'm not sure either, but like,
I'm gonna look this up.
I was with you though, Dugan. Like you're on the goal line, and I'm like, we're gonna do all these stupid things. I was even like opening like my mind to them, being like, hey, we can do this dumb thing, and we can still win, and it's fine. And they actually just like coached a football game as a professional organization would. And I mean, I'm just done calling it a football team, and I guess it's a program again. I mean, like we have a program again, so that's really. I mean, it's just awesome. Shador looked great. And I don't know what everybody else's rankings look like, but T-Mac's the best wide receiver in the country.
Yeah, dude. I mean, outside of Mercedes Boy or whatever his nickname is up there.
Yeah, we can still give it to Maserati Mar, but for the class of 2024, give me T-Mac.
That catch he made over Travis Hunter, where again, one hand. And
I think Travis Hunter's good. I think he's highly regarded.
Yeah, I think he might be one of the better ones in the country, right? From what I've gathered. Ben, do you know?
They won't take him off the field.
Travis Hunter, is he good?
I mean, when you're playing two ways, I feel like it looks really good sometimes and then really bad other times. I'm sorry, I'm still trying to figure out which former U of A player opened a soul food restaurant in town. I'm just doing the hard hitting stuff today. So
you go ahead and do that R&D for
try Jordan Mays. See if that hits.
Oh, is that Mays Kitchen?
No, well, maybe are there multiples? It was like a dude who was a running back in the league. I can't remember.
Kadeem Carey's family did.
Kadeem Carey's did.
Yeah, they had it. Yeah.
Food truck.
All right, I'm reeled back into the podcast now. Sorry, I just
really all you had to do was ask us. We figured it out for you.
Well, I think I'm just having a flashback of seeing Jordan Mays at a soul food restaurant. I don't even know what's going on in my guess was super random too. I was like, I think we just fist bumped and both had hush puppies. You know what I mean? I don't remember exactly how it went down, but
you're just
another great underrated food, hush puppies, by the way.
Long John Silver's for the win, dude. Like you're just hanging out.
Yeah, very underrated side dish. But no, yeah, T-Mac is
10-year-old Ben. Take down the scooters. You could have 2 Long John Silvers right here.
It was on the same street, actually, so it was kind of funny.
Of course it was.
The line of that one's getting ridiculous. You knock this thing down and you put in a Long John
I'm a big fan of Long John Silvers personally, bro. Like all the little.
That's kind of a red flag, but you don't say that.
You go ahead and judge, brother. You don't get my size without liking Long John Silvers. So all those little.
I love fish and chips, but they make me Long John Silver's makes me nervous.
You do strike me as a guy who loves fish sticks. Honestly, like I just.
You a gay fish.
God damn it, Ben. so much easier last week.
Yeah, sorry.
No, but hey, yeah, T-Mac is insane. Like he just makes plays that nobody else does. I don't know what he's doing at Arizona. Like, thank God for Noah Fafita reeling that guy in. But I like the comment you made last week, Henny, about like the ball hits his hands and just stops. There's not a whole lot of other receivers that are like that. So
Yeah, it's just like one catch a week. That's absolutely ridiculous. And I know we kind of talked about it and teased it early. I really think he is like the best receiver we've ever seen here. I mean,
yeah,
whether he's actually the best prospect in 2024, that can all play out, whatever. But seriously, he is the best wide receiver University of Arizona has ever seen. I'm the you guys are with the chat. I can't do the chat and I can't speak and read. You know that. I'll read anything you put on here. Yeah.
Fucking Ron Burgundy.
Yeah. I was like, Dugan does love chocolate milk.
You actually do. Yeah. We've been over this. No.
God, it's always funny to me say Car Ramrod.
Good weekend though for college football, at least for two of the people here on the pod. The other side of the gridiron, NFL. I'm not going to lie to you. I threw my game on, which, being honest, Ravens didn't play well in the second half, so they weren't fun to watch. Henny, I know your thoughts already about the Chargers. Just not that fun of a program lately, dude. Like, I was watching it and I just kept pulling up TikTok, dude. Like, I couldn't get into it. But when I'm watching Arizona football or I'm watching any other college football, I'm like dialed in. So just we've been saying it all season, dude. Like, the NFL has not been great this year.
You know, Ben. We've been saying for years.
I
mean, college football is just more fun, though, right? Like across the board. I mean, whether it's Jimbo Fisher getting fired to take $76 million, or like that's just more interesting than anything that's happening. The drama at Michigan is fun. Like all of that stuff is just so much more interesting than like what did Michael Thomas even do besides run a slant route? Like did he
threw
just
a brick through a window?
But they were
that's not a fun crime. That's a dumb crime.
Yeah, that's not cool. Man,
chill out, stupid dude. Crime. Do a funny crime.
Yeah. Like steal.
Jameis is back.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he is.
That was fun.
I was pissed, dude. I had the Mormon multi-tool in my flex spot.
Nice, dude. Yeah.
And I was like, when I saw Carr go down, I'm like, oh hell yeah, dude, I'm gonna drop a ton of points. And then they brought Jameson, and it was still good. I was happy for him.
Yeah, you can't be mad that Jameis comes in. Had a very Jameis game too.
Oh yeah, it was cool. It's nice to have him back. Like the stats of like Olave's like targets before and after was like 37 minutes with Derek Carr. It's like 2 targets, 1 catch, 12 yards. It's like Jameis Winston. It's like 9 targets, 7 catches, 80 yards. It's like that's the gunslinger, man. That's what we need. We need Jameis in the league. We need Nate Peterman. We need guys who just go out there and just push the ball downfield. Doesn't matter where it's going. Like that's exciting.
You had me before Nate Peterman, but I am fully on board with Jameis. Like, if there were 32 Jameses, I'd watch so much more NFL football and be so entertained because you just never know what's coming. Like, you truly don't. The guy throws touchdown passes that nobody else does, but he throws some picks that you're just like, yep, that's Jameis. That is him.
Dolly the Sheep was 20 years ago. I mean, we got the technology. Like, let's get him cloning right now, get 32 of these bad boys out there. Honestly, make 64. Let's have backups so that we don't ever have to go without a Jameis on the field. Who says no?
There had to be at least 200 Long John Silvers at its peak. I mean, who says we can't have 30 Jameses?
100%.
Let me tell you, Henny would be down. Like, Henny might be one of the biggest Jameis Winston fans out there.
Won me over, man. Just little by little. I mean, there's a time where I was even hating on Jameis, right? Like, it was early. I was like, I don't think I like controversy in college football. Well, I've grown up. And you know what? I love it. I just throw out the rules, do whatever. This guy's the best. And I mean, but we're starving for it. I mean, like, we're very excited for CJ Stroud to throw the ball a little bit more. We saw it from the Tennessee quarterback for 1 week, and we're like, oh my God, if the Titans have a quarterback, this league could actually be fun. No, Dobbs is fun to watch, though. that Tennessee quarterback in Minnesota. I was thinking of the Tennessee kid
Pastronaut.
from, but yeah, that stuff's great. And then he throws out that clip, right? The little take me higher. He's doing his own edits, running his own social. This guy is, I mean, we need more. We just
Electric, dude.
less Derek Carrs, more Dobbs, Jameis, anything.
He's got
else.
great eyes though. Derek Carr's eyes are like up there as like chicks
Like
talk about two dudes in the
piercing or
NFL. They're
gentle?
like Derek Carr's eyes and Jimmy Garoppolo, and I'm like, this is the problem. This is the problem is that people are like keeping dudes like that in the league because they're like, oh well, Jimmy Garoppolo is so handsome. It's like he sucks, and then it's
Do you
like, well,
guys-
Derek Carr's got great eyes. I'm like, I don't care, he sucks, but
you-
I just keep him around, and it's the problem.
Do you guys know what Derek Carr's middle name is? Or no,
Fresno.
not Derek, but David, his brother.
Oh, dude, I forgot about him a long time ago, bro.
You know what his middle name is?
No.
That's cool. See,
David
like, get him
Duke.
back in the league, dude. Get him back in the league. He's a pair of jeans.
No, dude. Do you know who David Duke is?
No, I'm just saying. I like the idea of Daisy Dukes. You know, he's got
okay.
a sister. Yeah,
Yeah, because
David
David
James.
Duke's just
No, that was like
racist.
that's a good innocent approach from Ben's perspective. He
Yeah,
just
I
was
just wanted
like,
to say Ben really.
he's
quick.
like, who doesn't love short shorts in the summer, dude? Like,
I'm thinking about like candlelight vigils at Hooters. My mind is not that far.
yeah,
Like
I get it.
I ventured away from it for a second with the fish sticks, and then specifically Philly D's nuts. But like that's I went right back to like innocence.
Yeah, no,
sorry.
It's fine. I just wanted to save you before the people in the comments come out and like, oh my god, Ben's a
I don't
white
care.
supremacist. You know?
Oh yeah, like I was like, yeah. I was like,
No,
I
I
think
agree with you guys, though.
not knowing is actually better than knowing in a way.
Yeah.
So I
We
think you're
definitely-
good there. Exonerated.
Why are you such a big fan of white supremacist, Dugan? Huh?
I'm not at all. No, don't put that out there.
Interesting.
I saved your life right now,
Interesting.
you asshole. Saved your
Interesting.
life.
I do have problematic things when I talk about the Alphabet Mafia and the ATF. So like whatever, like people probably think I'm a psycho.
Yeah, better not catch you at our little local neighborhood libraries out on these streets, Dugan. I mean, if stuff like that, we got to keep that out of my neighborhood, buddy.
I think Long John Silver sponsored the
get
last
turned on me?
KKK rally.
I don't know. You opened it up. You shouldn't don't put that hate on any of us, Ricky Bobby. We don't need that.
Oh,
I'm
my
just gonna
God.
gaslight and deflect. That's what I do.
Yeah,
We really do need more quarterbacks like Jameis, though, because Herbert's out there gunslinging. Yeah, I'm changing the subject quick.
Perfect transition.
Yeah, Herbert's out there gunslinging. Lamar's out there running. Kyler's out there running like a toddler. Good to see him back. We need more electricity, man, because the NFL just has a real problem where they just keep recycling these white quarterbacks that just don't do anything. Mac Jones, Derek Carr.
He's
Baker's
gonna go
been
real anti-white here for the next couple of things. Just to try to play.
There's no agenda here, all right? Like,
Some about Ryan Tannehill like
don't sit
rubs
right
me the wrong way.
I need more Geno Smith, a big Renaissance story.
Man. But it is like there is like a quarter, like it's a quarterback problem. But then you have the Chargers and they score 38 points and they still lose.
Yeah.
So it's okay to have defensive players too. San Diego, LA, Chargers, if you want.
That was a rough game for you guys.
It wasn't. It was just a normal game. But it's just funny to me. I just always want to
You're
keep the
numb
level
to it
of
now.
like, hey, just genuinely watch Justin Herbert and tell me he's the problem because he looks so freaking good again. Like that hand's starting to get a little healthier. He's absolutely throwing balls that nobody else can throw. And then, and it's the same story. It really doesn't matter. But, at least he looked good. Keenan Allen looks good. There's some fun to be had.
You guys just can't even stop anything, really,
No. Literally nothing. They absolutely torched Staley yet again.
Yeah,
I think
how do you
your
feel about
team
that
would
right
Probably more fun than mine. That's all I'm saying. I'd rather have that.
Yeah, I don't think we're unwatchable. You just have to know like what the end result is. Like once you've accepted that part of it, which I have, it's fine. Then you just kind of like I'm just rooting for players and like points and like guys to feel good. Like it's not about wins and losses in my league. It's like fantasy of the heart.
Yeah. Is Staley gonna get canned here soon? You think?
I mean, I think they'll just let him ride it out to the end of the season and then just usher him on out, And then I
He's
assume he'll
fine.
run back home to Daddy McVeigh or whatever, right? I mean, just cross the street, still shows up to work, doesn't even have to change the office. They just let him hang out in the Chargers office. Don't worry, he's a non-threat. He hasn't figured out anything. You just leave the stuff on the whiteboard. It's not a problem. He's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I can't talk much either, though. My team,
Well, you shouldn't, because I think you're the problem. I think they're fine until you open up and start piping hot takes.
There's a real
Ravens
correlation
taking over
with
the
that.
world. You're fine. I think if you say nothing, you can be okay here.
There's a real correlation with that for sure. But I have a track record this year so far. I will say I'm back on the I hate Harbaugh train. It's not just because his brother's a crook, but Keaton Mitchell has a 40-yard touchdown, 35-yard reception, then never touches the ball again. And when they ask him why, was it injury related? He goes, "No, it's just how the game went." Well, that's a problem, buddy.
He responded, "Bet."
Yeah, that's a problem. And then in the press conference today, he goes, "Yeah, you're right. Probably should have got more carries." Yeah, no shit. Just gave up on the young man, undrafted out of East Carolina. Has looked electric the last 2 weeks. But no, we just we shit down our pants again, and this time it was to the Browns. So, it was rough. We were up by 15 at one point. Ravens just have a real problem with that. Just they can't hold a lead unless they're playing the NFC. So I don't know. It's rough.
I am upset you breathed a little life into Deshaun Watson's career.
Yeah, I did.
We had him, man. He was on the ropes.
He was ready to go, man. It was like
they did break him though. Like he was gimpy as shit, but he was still making the plays. I don't know. Ravens defense 1 week looks absolutely incredible. They just shut out the Seahawks, shut out the Lions, and they just let a pedophile destroy them. So I don't know, dude.
More sexual predator, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think let's get the classification right. I mean, I think the slander is fair. Just like let's really nail it on the head. You know what I mean?
You say tomato, I say tomato.
He's trying to throw everything out there. He's like, yeah, white guys, pedophiles. He's just ready to running down the list. He's like, yeah, everybody's bad. Cover.
I did start a fire on social media this week though with Josh Allen. It's just my opinion. I did mention on the podcast last week, I think he's a little overrated. Threw that takeout on Instagram, and I think I started a war between Chiefs fans and Bills fans. They are absolutely tearing each other apart in our mentions on Instagram. It's our most viewed video of all time. And then Josh Allen turns it on tonight and proves me right. So, just another white quarterback letting us down, boys.
Always ruin it. They always ruin it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's if you're a Bills fan though, you really can't you don't want to get in a quarterback conversation with the Chiefs. I mean, that's just really no place for anyone to be in.
No.
You want to make fun of.
You make fun of Steelers.
That
makes sense. Yeah.
I can't tell you.
Chiefs bye week coverage that may or may not be interesting, but I mean, I wouldn't be making fun of Mahomes.
I can't tell you, Ben, how many comments on that post on Instagram, because we're at 200 comments, which is crazy. But there's a good I'd probably say 15% of those comments are Steelers fans going, "Hey, we'll take him. We'll take Josh Allen."
Yeah, literally anybody.
Josh Allen would be perfect for that Steelers team.
He's very Big Ben-esque.
Yeah, they kind of need just that little bit of spark, and that's what the Bills are kind of like. The Bills just can't seem to figure out the other things, and I think Josh is just pressing. He's like, "Oh, I'll just figure this out," and I'm not sure.
How is Josh in bathrooms though? Safe. Responsible.
Hey, that was before Ben Roethlisberger was reformed. You're talking about 2003 South Side, that's different. Okay,
I'm just wondering.
Different now.
I want to know how he's going to fit in.
He's got a wife. He's a good guy. It's different. If you want to talk about a real problem in the bathroom, Jeff Reed, people forget, fought a paper towel dispenser at a gas station. Steelers bathrooms not good. Ravens murders not good. There's just some things that go together that you want to be careful with.
Jeff Reed was the kicker, right?
Oh yeah, dude, with the frosted tips, look
Yeah,
like
yeah.
NSYNC. He's the best.
He was great. I miss him.
Crazy,
He's way better.
crazy
He's
Jeff
way cooler
Reed.
than Boz.
Yeah, Boswell's. It's like white bread, dude. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Give
Man,
me
we're
the
just-
Outback bread, and I'll be a bigger fan. I'll be happy. But the white bread, no.
I see what we're doing here. Yep. This is just the theme of the podcast, apparently.
I was like, this is what you did, man. You just really wanted to share about David Carr so bad. And now look what you've done. You're like, we had all forgotten that he even existed. You know what I mean? Like the sack
Yeah.
record's gonna get blown away. He was dead to us, and you just had to get that fun fact out there.
I'm more of a Young Wei Koo kind of guy anyway. You know what I mean? Like that's
Young
my
hoes
kicker.
are cool, dude. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's my style of kicker, to be frank. Justin Tucker did get a field goal block, so who's to say he's not on the downturn? Give me
That's
Young
what
Wei Koo.
people are saying. That I mean, he's really. I mean, does Harbaugh rely on him too much? Has he done kick that leg dead? Is there anything left in the tank?
It's true. All right, let's get back on track. Jesus Christ. In terms of the NFL, though, like the storylines this week so far, right? Like Dobbs looks actually very good. I was at that Cardinals game where he was the quarterback, and he looked awful. I guess it really is just the case of a quarterback on a bad team, because the moment you put him on a good team, he looks incredible. CJ Stroud, potentially like one of the best rookie quarterbacks we've seen in a long time. There are some cool storylines to the NFL season. I don't want to sit here and shit on the whole season, because there are some cool things happening. Bijan finally gets 22 carries. That was nice to see.
But loses to Kyler, who's back.
Yeah.
Kyler being back is fun. He's fun to watch.
Desmond Ritter is a bad quarterback. That's what I'll say. He's just
Desmond Ritter might be a bad quarterback.
Just not good, But yeah, that was the NFL. Outside of that, NBA still going on.
That was the NFL.
Dude, I mean, what are you gonna say, dude?
No, I'm not even disagreeing. I just like the and that was the NFL.
The NFL has been the Chris Bosworth of sports this year. Like Ben said, just white bread. It's just been boring, dude. It's not a lot of storylines, a lot of bad football. Hasn't been great. So
could use another deflate gate. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we need a little something, a little juice. The
Can
tush
Belichick
push
just
isn't doing it
get
for me,
fired?
bro.
Can Belichick just get fired already? Like, is that a thing?
Did you see the video of him, like, potentially? And I know, like, I don't think it's really anything confirmed, but the very Bill Belichick body coming out shirtless of I don't know, just looks like a neighborhood that you might not suspect Bill Belichick to be in.
Him getting walk of shame didn't get any play because of the Harbaugh news dropping simultaneously. The Big Ten cost us the Bill Belichick walk of shame on a Ring camera. I'm pissed.
Yeah, this looks like a walk of shame in Worcester, and instead we got instead we were worried about this lawyer and these lawyerings in Michigan.
This actually happened. I didn't hear a single thing about this.
Yeah, it's just a video out there. I mean, I don't know, Ben. What do your eyes tell you? Your investigative journalistic eyes.
I mean, the only thing is we didn't see the dog sitting at the table by itself again. So, I don't know for sure that, he wasn't home with the dog. But that was the best draft day video of all time. Was just, his dog sitting at the table.
I did like COVID draft. COVID draft rule.
COVID draft was cool,
sweet.
Dude. It's the best thing. You just see, dudes' houses, Cliff Kingsbury's just, chilling in, such a nice house in Scottsdale, just flexing. He's like, oh, this is gonna work out for me. And then you got literally the complete opposite in Belichick. I don't know, dude. I mean, I love it. I think it's so funny.
I do too.
There's not enough scandals, steal crab legs. Do something, dude. Make me care. Right now, the most exciting thing happening for my NFL team is Matt Canada gonna be on the sideline or in the box? It's they still suck. Who cares, dude?
Yeah,
that's not a good.
I think what Ben is trying to say is we need another Aaron Hernandez, basically.
Honestly, I don't care. Do it. Why
look,
not?
If they already killed somebody, we just want to investigate it. That's all we're saying. We don't want murders to happen, but if they've already been done, we want to report on them.
Antonio Brown was the last vestibule of like
Vegetable.
how fun. Whatever, bro.
You're
I'm
not
doing my
wrong.
thing.
No, that's
Like,
weird. Yeah, I was like
when
to steal
he
someone
left,
else's
it's
joke.
like it was so funny. Like, and then like we even had like a couple years where he's like kind of relevant, like he's doing like wild shenanigans stuff. And it's like, even when I was like in college, like Steelers players were getting drunk and like hitting 12 cars that are parked in Southside. Like, it was cool. It was funny. Antonio Brown's driving, like, not drinking, but like, you know, nobody being hurt, smashing into shit. It's like Martavis Bryant like got caught smoking weed, and it was like, all right, it's not, that's like whatever. And it's like, that's it. It's like, it just sucks now. It's not fun. It's
We
not
need
funny.
another
Like,
Gruden racist email. That's what we need.
that wasn't even funny. Like, dude, it's like, it sucks. Like, give me
it was
something
funny because
good.
then you got to see just,
Like,
that whole family,
the funniest thing that happened, I think, in the last 2 years was Jeff Saturday just being the interim coach. Like, that was the
was fun.
funniest. That was fun. It was funny. It was stupid. Like, I want that, but there's too much money involved. They won't do it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
Might
that
get
owner,
Boring, yes.
that owner could do something funny at any moment, though. Like any moment.
He's
Cool.
got, yeah.
So
Roof's open and closed, and he might be on pills or not. We don't know. He's doing his own thing.
he is in a rock band. So I mean, that's cool.
The whale thing was interesting when he was trying to ship that whale in a plane.
Yeah,
I'd have been
cool.
down for that.
It died
Just
before it happened.
Just to see it
right?
once. Yeah, I think they just never. I think the whale never had a chance. Yeah.
It's like he's like, oh. Jim Irsay goes over and is like petting it and drops like his pills into the water and poisons it and kills it.
I know, and I'm like, hey, the fact that you're petting it on land is probably not a good sign for this whale, Jim. You might want to let this one go. Yeah.
This episode has gone so far off the rails that I think we ought to just end it here. No,
That's
this
fine.
this is what you get when you have Benny Diamond Hands on the pod. Sometimes he just brings up J Money and it just starts a revolution. So
this is all Harbaugh's fault, by the way. It's
NBA video game courts. Yeah, no. Anybody like them?
No, they give me a headache.
Have you seen those at all, Ben?
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm
like, what is that? It's like Oregon's court, but worse, all over the
Oregon's
place.
court. I hate Oregon's court. Actually, you brought up the one court that makes me more upset. Oregon, that's not a good idea. I know they think it's a good idea. It looks so stupid. I hate it.
It looks like vomit. Like it looks like somebody vomited on
Cool.
the court.
In theory.
Yeah.
Horrible on the eyes. It's like
Exactly.
I think about like 2000 like tube TVs when you'd be watching like Wisconsin, Ohio State, and it was just a blob of red and nothing was high def. Like that's the equivalent of looking at the Oregon court. That's the equivalent of these NBA in season like tournament courts.
It is tough. I know you posted about it, Dugan. It is hard to see.
I watched the game, the Suns game, and I was texting Henny about it. I was like, dude, I can't follow the ball. Like it just gets lost.
You should become a hockey fan. That's what it is all the time, dude.
I know.
Yeah, I'm still a proponent of the laser, by the way. I still think the laser comes back and I might be back into hockey. I'm not that different than a cat, it turns out.
No, but dude, those courts were rough, dude, especially too because the Suns were wearing the purple jerseys and like it hurt my eyes. It legitimately did, dude. I can't. And then I watched a few of the other ones, like the Pacers court was like horrific. Like all these courts are just, I don't know whose idea it was. I don't know if they like workshopped that beforehand, but dude, don't bring it back. It's not fun.
I know Ohio State had like a really bad jersey combo this week, all grays, just like nasty. Who was the other one who did that?
Someone else go all gray or just a bad
all
combo?
Gray. Oh, Oklahoma. I hated Oklahoma's this week. Horrible. I know it's not necessarily NBA, and you're probably trying to talk about
it. I'm really not even at this point. I was just trying to talk about anything, but
no, I honestly,
it's like I was like anything but like what we're all going to talk about for the next a year politically on Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like not with a sense of humor and not like light of heart and not
Yeah.
Well, dark days ahead.
Dugan's gonna end it. He's like, I don't care.
I think it's time, boys.
You guys are cut off. He's like, that's it. We never go to Altoona again. He's like, we make one stop at the Hooters, and this thing went completely off the rail.
Dude, Money J just derailed everything. But you know what?
I sent you guys a video. You're gonna like it. That's all I'm saying.
Throw it out on the Twitter.
Classic eat the sheet guy, that Money Jay.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed this episode. These are my favorite type of episodes where we don't even talk about sports. We just talk about stupid bullshit. So this is why I love having Ben on the pod. If you guys enjoyed it, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I guarantee these kinds of episodes will be back more often than not. If you appreciate an Altoona Hooters, if you appreciate, Derek Carr, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And this is the kind of content that we will bring you. I can't even get through this, dude.
I mean, I do like Derek Carr. He's a nice guy, it seems like.
Yeah, he makes his receivers go crazy, but there is that. But go ahead and follow us on all social media platforms. We're all over the place. I mentioned the Instagram, that's popping off. TikTok's popping off. Twitter, Henny's putting out great content.
I am. No one's following me though, but you guys can follow just so you know it's an option.
Yeah, I mean,
not you guys, but everybody else.
Into an empty room right now, but hopefully it doesn't always stay that way.
Fire in there though, just absolute fire in that empty room, dude.
Yeah, that is Twitter in a nutshell, though. It is kind of a dying platform anyway. Facebook, we're on there as well. Yeah, X, whatever you want to call it. But go and follow us there. If you guys love the content, go ahead and share it with a friend, family member. Thanksgiving is coming up, so make sure you bring up the pod when you're speaking about things you're thankful for. Hey,
this is a good one for them too. Get a little bit of that political banter going around the table.
Get the people talking.
You think these little lighthearted jabs are great? Fire up Grandpa.
I guarantee your grandpa or your crazy uncle will know exactly what I meant when I said David Duke. Just bring it up. Play this episode in the background. It will spur a conversation. Guaranteed. And then all the other conversations we talked about boring football. I guarantee your crazy uncle will mention that it's Lamar Jackson's fault. So, go ahead and follow. And then obviously too, we want to shout out our sponsors, Tasty. I know Henny, you went on the links this weekend. I saw you pulled out the Tasties. How were they, man?
Yeah, Tasties were money. They delivered, and it doesn't really get much better. I mean, I'm just trying to shout out Ventana Canyon too. They're gonna hook us up. I mean, you can't. It doesn't get better than that. And Tasties were great. Passing them around, everybody's excited about them. I never do a good enough job, so my apologies. I'm just gonna keep calling him the Tasty Boy. I think I just have to embrace it, and until we get him on here, so I can make an official, a formal apology. I think I just have to stick with it. But we'll try to get more content out there. But yeah, people are loving the Tasties out there. So hit the links. Throw a T in your mouth. They got flavor down to a T.
Yeah, there you go. Way to hit the tagline.
Yeah, I got it. I had to do him a solid.
Yeah. With that said, guys, have a nice last weekend before the holiday. I think the plan is to record next week. I'm sure we'll talk about this after. I know that we all have plans for Thanksgiving, but we'll try to get out some level of content for you. And then obviously the week after that with Thanksgiving and everything, probably going to be tougher to get an episode out, but we'll keep you guys updated. With that, stay safe, have fun, watch sports. Bye.